What's up you guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video we are going to be talking about the PA school interview. I'll start off by sharing what my interview was like. So it was one day, I think we got there like 8 or 9 a.m. It lasted till about 12. There were 4 different sections that we were grouped into or whatever. It was 2 sections were the interviews, another section was a student Q&A, and then another section was like a tour of the campus and the facilities that the program had. So if you see that the time of your interview is like 4 or 5 hours long, don't freak out. They probably have a lot of stuff in there planned for you. It's not just gonna be a 4-hour straight interview. If I am remembering correctly, it was 2 2-on-1 interviews with faculty, and I think they were 20 minutes long. So my first one was legit, like laid back, just having a conversation with 2 of the faculty. They didn't really ask me any hard questions, they just wanted to get to know me. I felt really confident after that. I felt like it went super well. And then that second interview, I had 2 different faculty, and they literally drilled me for the entire 20 minutes. I think I probably answered 20 questions. It was like a question a minute. But I had prepared well, I felt confident. I still remember one of the hardest questions I got was, how would you define diversity in healthcare? And I literally sat there and I was like, you know, can I have a second to think about my answer? I eventually came up with an answer about the Affordable Care Act and how more people would have access to care and we would have a more diverse patient population. And I don't know, they seemed good with it. But yeah, it can be intimidating, but honestly, just be confident and be confident in your answers too. And I think you'll do well. The biggest thing is to not freak yourself out. Okay, so when I got my interview to UK, I first found out on my birthday of all days. As I was reading the letter saying that you've been invited to interview on such and such date, I looked at the date and realized that it was literally like 2 weeks from the date that I received the letter, and I was freaking out a little bit. I was like, holy crap, I haven't prepared at all for an interview, and here it is 2 weeks away. So the first thing I would suggest you do is figure out what type of interview that program is going to have. So that might be on their website. You might have to call or email the program, but figure out what style of interview it is. If there's going to be a group interview, if it's going to be 2-on-1s, 1-on-1s, if it's behaviorally based. At UK, our interviews were behaviorally based. So I Googled a bunch of questions relating to PA school behavioral based questions, and I kind of prepared myself that way. If you have a general idea of what kind of questions you're going to be asked, you can find these questions on the internet. Prepare a brief answer so that whenever you are asked something similar in your interview, you'll be able to think back and kind of extrapolate that answer and give it to them in more detail, more depth than what you kind of prepared. I wouldn't recommend memorizing answers verbatim. It's probably just going to throw you off, honestly. I doubt you'll be asked that exact question, and if you are, you're going to sound like a robot when you give your answer. So that's the first thing. Figure out what type of interview it's going to be. Next, what you want to do is, if you can, find your academic advisor, academic counselor. They usually will host a mock interview with you. I did that with mine, and it really helped me. I prepared just like it was going to be an interview, and she gave me a bunch of questions that I didn't give her a template or anything. It was just questions that she has used for other students. So it put me on the spot. She gave me feedback, which is also great. If you don't have this option, you can record yourself, kind of like I'm doing right now, play it back, see what weird things you do during that time. Like in these videos, I've noticed a lot of weird things that I do just in recording them for YouTube. So in that video of yourself, you'll be able to pick up some of your tics or weird things that you do that are just kind of done unconsciously, that you're not really thinking about, but you're still doing them. So that's another good tip. You always want to dress professionally in your interviews, so avoid the khaki pants if you can. You want to wear dress slacks, a button-down tie, suit jacket. For the girls, some kind of pantsuit. If this is Easter, you gotta be like this dressed up for your PA school interview, all right? It's extremely important that the day of your interview, you take a deep breath, you relax, know that you were selected because you are highly qualified. They simply are bringing these applicants in because they want to know them more on a personal level, okay? They know you're qualified, they know you're a smart, eligible candidate, so keep that in the back of your mind, be confident in your interview, be yourself, laugh with them. Try not to be too wound up, it'll show. Definitely interact with the other students that are interviewing there. Programs will take note of if you're being social with other people, if you're being social with faculty members, of students that are currently within the program. So be genuinely interested in everyone that you come across. That also brings up another point. Whenever you're interviewing at any given program, make sure you have researched the program well and you know a little bit about the program at least. I would honestly recommend just having one question, and everyone that interviews you, you can ask them that one question, and it's got to be a good one. So something along the lines of like, what does this program do well in preparing students for the PANCE? Like, that is a really great question. I think you'd get some really good answers from the faculty, and the faculty would be thinking, wow, this person, you know, they sound like a legit applicant, like they sound invested. So honestly, use that question if I were you. I didn't even have that question when I interviewed, but I should have. So the last thing you should know about your interview is that there are more people grading you or judging you than just the faculty. So if there are students helping with interviews, they might have a say in your performance as well. So don't be professional just in front of the faculty. This should go without saying, but honestly, be professional and be kind and thoughtful the entire day that you're there, from the day that you exit your car from the time you exit your car until you get back in your car, because everyone has eyes on you. Everyone is observing you and how you're interacting with others and what you're saying and doing. So I think that's really important to just have that in the back of your mind. So I literally just Googled PA school interview questions, and I'm gonna read some off that you should definitely be prepared for, because these are high impact questions. You're probably gonna get asked them. Let's see. What is a PA? That's a good one. Why do you want to become a PA? What's the difference between a PA and a nurse practitioner? Why didn't you want to become a doctor? What kind of stress do you see associated with the PA profession? Oh, this is a good one. What makes you stand out from the person sitting next to you? I think I got this question, and it's where'd it go? Describe an interaction you have had with a patient that made an impact on you. That's another good one. How do you deal with stress? Oh, here's one I didn't touch on. Your file indicates that you have had difficulty with blank. So if there are some weaknesses in your application, I wouldn't bring them up if they don't ask about it, but if they do, you should definitely have an answer for them. So say if you're a reapplicant, they're probably gonna ask, what have you done in the last year to make yourself a more competitive applicant? So have an answer for that. So that wraps up this video. Thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe as always, and I hope you have a great day.